All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for One Ounce, episode 6. Ah, the Giga Chad team.
How will they be able to defeat? Right.
Yes. They are going to be quite tough. They apparently have some of the best cleanup hitters in the league.
3 batters with a 400 or more batting average.
Yeah, that's kind of disgusting.
Yep,
That's kind
just
of
a bit.
nutty. So, our boy Toa, though, is starting to walk them, though.
He is.
What is he doing?
He's putting the pressure on. And also maybe taunting them just a bit.
Right. I want to see some shenanigans that is not against the batter, but against the players on the field. Like the runners, basically.
Right.
There's so much shit he can pull, potentially, here. And if this is his way of, like, getting, like some kind of mental, psychological win on them, maybe there's an angle there too.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, he has a lot of ammo in his toolkit to use.
And the team is on his side now.
Team is on his side. And, this is showtime, right? Like, these are the real opponents you're up against.
Right.
If you can put these guys in the dirt, then just about everyone that comes after them will be shitting themselves. So...
yeah, it would be fun to see Toa struggle a little bit and have to come up with plans on top of his plans on top of his plans,
I want to see him fight dirty.
Yeah.
Like, less
really dirty.
cool. Like, more of just scrappy and, like, whatever it takes.
Yeah, same. So, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Yeah. He looks like he's like, this is a shrewd kind of thing here, though.
特地の試合をチェックしたスコアラーは、奴の球種はストレートのみだと言ってる。
Gotcha.
いくらずば抜けた投球センスがあるとはいえ、ストレートだけでプロのバッターを抑え続け。
Right. It's not gonna cut it.
特地の球には。
Nice. He gave a look to the person at first. Okay. Foul ball.
All right.
トマスはその後も臭い球をファールして8
Woo!
球目ま
An
で粘る。
8-pitch at bat.
あの程度のピッチャーに追い込まれやがって。
いや、そうじゃない。
ん？
初対戦の特地を知るために。
Oh, this batter's
Nice.
legit.
Cool. For the rest of his team to analyze him.
9球目投げた。
甘いコース。
Oh,
Whoa!
out.
信じられん。甘いコースのストレート。
Oh, he's just throwing maybe...
確かに捉えたはずなのに。
Because this is the thing, a changeup looks exactly like a fastball.
まるでボールがバットから逃げていくようだと言ったそうだ。まさにそんな感じだ。
Okay.
あれはただのストレートじゃない。
Oh, it's spinning the other way. Whoa! Whoa!
Wow.
Whoa! Yeah.
5番サード高見登場です。現在打率4割4分1厘とリーグトップの高見。
God.
対する特地もプロ入り以来ここまで無失点を続けています。第1球。ストライク。特地いきなりど真ん中の甘いコースに放ってきました。
Watched it go the whole way.
Yep.
特地第3球。
奴は遊ばない。必ずこの球で決めに来る。
投げた。
ど真ん中、読み通り。
ストライク。バッターアウト。
Was it just much faster?
Cool.
ナイスピッチング。
ギリギリで打ち気を殺しやがった。
え？
あの高見ってやつ。
Oh.
想像以上に立ちが悪い。
Oh. Because he
He won the
didn't
mind
swing, he
game.
was able to see it, maybe.
Right.
The others who swing, they don't see it.
タク、なんでストレートしか投げられねえクズピッチャーを打てないんだ。
All right,
ス
tell
トレート
us.
しか投げられないんじゃない。
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
特地はあらゆるストレートを投げてるんだ。そもそもストレートってなんだ？
Yep. Get into it. The way it rotates, yeah.
力学的に言えばボールに縦回転を与える球種のことである。プロのストレートはバッターに届くまでにボールが20回転すると言われる。回転の良いストレートほど打ちづらく、逆に回転の悪いストレートは内頃の大球になりやすいという。
あいつ、ボールの回転数を。
Oh shit.
バカな。
That's
僕も目を疑ったけどね。
that's insane.
さっきの打席、初球2球と何の変哲もないストレート。ところが3球目のストレート。 投げてからベース上を通るまでたった3回転しかしていない。
3回転。
Holy shit.
大視力の高みが言うんだ。間違いないだろう。
低回転ストレート。おそらくスナップの機器を極力殺してボールを押し。
The fingers never reached it.
もっと怖いのはやつがそれをバッターの打ち気を読み切って投げ込んでくるところ。
Oh my god.
ビビることねえだろ。低回転だがなんだか知らねえが所詮は雑魚ボールだ。
You got taken out on the first pitch.
全員が肝心なことに気づいていないと。
その雑魚ボールを武器にここまで無失点で勝ち抜いてきたというこの徳地って男の秘めた可能性を。
ストライク。
2回表裏の攻
Holy
撃は
shit.
ストライク。
両チームともに三者
3 up, 3 down.
Wow.
遊び玉を使わないんじゃない。使えないんだ。奴は明日も明後日も投げなきゃならないから。
Yeah, we're in a series with this team.
そのスタミナ温存ガードだぜ。
ストライク。バッターアウト。
これは見送ればボールでした。
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Knowing what you know,
平凡なストレートを見せ玉に
that's
して
knowledge. That's
Now he's
knowledge.
in their
打
head.
ち気になったのを見計らって低回転ボールを投げる。
And now they're trying to outplay him, which means they're playing into his game.
Right.
特地攻略なんてわけねえぜ。もらった。お、初球から低回転ボール。これは平凡な
Easy ground out.
一塁に送球。アウト。
凡退凡退凡退の山。東和の
Holy
送球の前に自慢のクリーンナップも
The egocentric cleanup
Yeah.
crew.
高みを警戒していたみたいだがきっちり抑えてるじゃないか。
Oh.
こんなんじゃ終わんねえよ。
Uh-huh.
なんであんなクソボールが打てんのだ。
お前、
Yeah,
何
yeah.
本取れば気が済むんだ。
大きなお世話だ。
そんなに追ってるとそのうち打つバットがなくなるぞ。
は、平気だ。俺は
Ah,
Wow.
Good for you, buddy. Yeah.
なんちゅうバット振ってんだ。
そいつを振るのも折るのも俺ぐらいのパワーがないとな。
Damn.
重いバット。
That could be a way to beat him. Because then their swinging is going to be a little different, you know?
Oh.
さあ大変なことになりました徳地。
Oh
つい
shit.
にマリナーズ打線をノーヒットノーランに抑えたままマリナーズ9回表の攻撃。トップバッター空振りの三振。
このまま何の手も打てずに特殊のいいようにされるしかないってのか。
なんとしてもあの決め球の低回転ボールを打ち崩さなくては。
やつの決め球。低回転のストレートを
Become
一切
chaotic and
捨て
random, and then he won't be able to
見せ
predict
球に
you.
使う平凡なストレートに狙いを絞る。そしてバットを振るのは一度きり。バッターボックスではもちろんネクストバッターズサークルでの素振りもなし。
Uh-huh.
なんだ。
Nice. He won't be able to tell that they're swinging it differently.
Hmm.
打順はトップに帰って1番の山川。
いつき、なぜバットを振るのは一度だけなんだ。
徳地って男は人の仕草を丹念に
Yeah.
観察してそこから相手の思考を分析している。
低回転ボールを捨ててバットを振るのは1回だけっつったら狙うのは初球しかないじゃん。
その1回を空振りとかファールしちまったらどうすんだよ。
初球低回転ボールじゃありませんように。低回転ボール、また裏をかかれちまった。
Wait, because they're heavier bats, they don't hold it quite as high.
王
Okay.
者マリナーズをノーヒットノーランに抑えてきた徳地。最終回ついに捕
Damn.
まりました。一気に3連打を浴びワンアウト満塁。
With 1 out. Oh no, that's the worst.
大砲。
Oh no.
Okay, he can.
No,
he can deal
because
with
even
this
if he
guy.
flies out, that's a guaranteed point, basically.
No, but this is the one guy who won't change because unless he has a lighter bat now, but
徳地との駆け引きってのは言ってみればカード当てゲームみたいなものです。やつは白と黒2枚のカードを持っていて、そのどちらかを場に置く。どちらの色か当てれば勝ちですが、
Nice. Call timeout,
や
yeah.
つはこちらの思考を読んで裏を書いてくる。 思考と行為を切り離す。
どういう意味だ？
僕はみんなに低回転ボールを捨て、見せ球の平凡なストレートに狙いを絞れと言いました。ところが実際彼らが打った球は3人で低回転ボールなんですよ。みんな心の中では平凡なストレートを打つ気でいる。
Brilliant.
いくら挙動を減らせと言っても、人の心理を読む術に長けた時なら簡単に裏をかいて低回転ボール。
But then he's only picking one card. Bats are
前の
heavier.
3人、自分のバットではなく、
Right.
ブルックリンのバットを使ったん
But
で
for
す。
Brooklyn, it won't be anything
日頃
different.
使い慣れたバットと違う重さのバットを使えば、必然的に打撃フォームは狂います。
なるほど。打者が本気で平凡なストレートを狙っているからこそ成功する作戦。完璧じゃないか。
ただ残念ながら、
It might not work anymore. Because he is...
Yeah.
ブルックリンには使えないってことです。
He is a
So
big
now it's
man.
gonna go all down to you.
この勝負、俺
Okay.
が蹴りをつけてきます。
さあ9回表2アウトながら依然フルベース。
But now at this point, Toem has enough information to maybe deduce what's going on.
Right.
Yeah, he watched
You
it.
also can't trick yourself necessarily,
Right.
so there's a couple things that are different here.
見抜く力は神業だな。
全部高みの計算。平凡なストレートを待つ意思を見せておいて。
No, stop
裏を
expositing.
かいた特殊の低回
That'll
転
that'll mean that it won't work.
ブルックリンのバットで叩く。
高見が持っていたバット
Yeah, yeah.
自分のですよ。
Oh, smart.
行き詰まる勝負。
Oh my god.
次の一
Cool.
球で決着となるか。
I am...
投げた。
低回転ボールじゃない。
There it is.
やはりな
Fastball.
ブルックリンの凡退で重いバットのトリックに気づいたか。だがこっちはそこまで計算済みだ。裏の裏をかいた俺の勝ちだ。
Yeah.
ストライク。バッターアウト。
Holy shit.
Because he knew that you were smart in planning something, so he assumes that you have it figured out, so then do the opposite of what he would do.
低回転ボールを投げてこない。
Yeah.
そこまでは読み切ったけど、まさかね。もう一段ボールが伸びてくるなんて。
Holy shit.
So he increased the spin so much.
Yeah.
俺が白のカードか黒のカードか。
He brought in the red card, yeah.
やつはシャーシャーと灰色のカードを出してきやがった。
Bro.
暫定年俸
I'm gonna guess about 100 pitches, I would say.
いいまだ一つ。特地は確実に大敗北に近づいている。
Exactly, yeah. Yep.
But
思った以上の勝負師だよ。
ah,
だが本当の勝負は
yeah,
これからだ。
yeah. Uh-huh. That was gimmick 1.
Right.
All
Okay.
right, there it is. The Mariners
Yep.
take the first loss in their series
Right.
against the
Another
Lycaons.
perfect game.
No, because he let people on base, though. The walks make it not a perfect game.
Ah, I
Perfect
see.
game is basically you strike out every single player.
Okay.
Yeah. And technically, he had some people fly out and stuff as well.
Oh, okay, so-
ground outs, like perfect game is you know,
Which is
27 strikeouts. You know,
ridiculous.
yeah, that's why it's perfect. Like,
Right.
yeah.
Literally could
But
not
he-
be better.
He pitched a no hit, no run. Wait, no. They did hit at the end too. They took base hits at the end as well.
That's true.
So he pitched a no run game, which is
Yeah.
still impressive,
Especially against a team like that.
for all the innings. Well done. But yeah, now the real game begins because you've shown what type of player you are.
Exactly.
You've shown what types of tricks you'll use, and you've also shown just how you pitch in general.
Right.
So they're going to be ready for you.
They will. And this
Yeah.
is something that I appreciate about how the show is doing this mechanically, because if you don't know anything about baseball, or take whatever sport, your show's about, right?
Right.
Being introduced to the concepts and the strategies one at a time can be very helpful, so that
Yes.
way the audience is able to follow along with the conflicts,
Exactly.
right?
Yep.
A lot of the times, the way this will be done is you'll have someone that is brought into the sport that is new, right?
Yes.
And then they get taught it, right? And that way the audience learns things as the character does. In Toa's case, he already knows a lot about baseball, but he plays very differently. But
so effectively, he is new to all of the other players.
Right.
Yeah.
But the thing is that there is a motivational reason for him to just do the one trick, right, and not use his other tricks because they're working so far. Right. He's able to get into the heads of the people he's up against so much that, yes, let them believe that you can just pitch simple fastballs. Right? Because there you go.
There you go. He basically just said the fastball can be like one of 12 different pitches, essentially.
Right. And so it's something where then by putting forward this handicap that you're putting on yourself, you make everyone believe that that's all you can do, and then suddenly you have leverage, right? There you go. And then so in this situation, he's not going to just bust out all the different moves right out the gate, because then they'd adapt to him, right? So he saves them for, at the critical moments, bottom of the ninth, and, there you go, right? Or top of the ninth, because they, when they were at bat and all that stuff.
These are all home games so far for the Lycaons, which is kind of cool. I'm excited for them to travel, though, because that's going to be a point where the other teams can bring about a hostile environment, potentially for Toa, especially if they think he's like a cheater or something like that, or just find out that like he's just really tough to hit, especially given that so far against the Mariners, they're not on a good track to actually be able to beat the Lycaons at all. Given that they even know what was going on here, a lot of that was based around the fact that the players themselves were being tricked by the fact that the bat would change their swing. So in some ways, they were basically fighting against a telepath without thinking that the thing that they actually wanted to hit were the low spinning balls, which are technically speaking easier to hit because of their lack of spin. They're easier to see, basically.
Right, and in order to be a strike, for instance, if they are actually going to be in the strike zone, then that means they have less, possible area they can be in, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So this was really good. I like that Toa let some people hit the ball.
Yep.
And that was something where he was like, oh, yes, maybe I understand. Maybe he understood what was going on, and maybe he let that happen so that once he got to the guy who he seemed to probably have the best kind of under his skin effect on right now, the Giga Chad big guy.
Right. His name is just Brooklyn.
Right, Brooklyn. And then he's like, oh, okay, I struck this guy out too. Okay, I think I might know what's going on here.
Right. And what I love about it is that theoretically, he totally could have figured out what's going on. He's a very smart dude, but he doesn't have to.
No.
Right? It could be something where it's I don't know how they've been doing this, but I know that this guy's coming in confident. He believes he's going to be able to win this.
Right.
So I need to change the game so that way I just throw it at him something that he hasn't seen before.
Yeah.
Right? And then there you go. Whatever plan he has, it's probably not going to work.
And for Toa, he might be upset in that he's like, damn it, I had to show another trick in order to beat this guy.
Yeah, so I they might see this as a loss, or our team might see this as a win, but I gave up 2 new tricks. I was the one trick pony that somehow was making it work, right? And now they know and everyone else will know too, I have other stuff, right? Because people are going to analyze this. How in the hell did they allow no runs against, a team with such a cleanup crew, right? Like how does that work?
Right.
Well, watch recordings and there you go.
There you go. That's the fun part here, is that the more and more the season gets into it, the more that number of how much his yearly salary is going to swing wildly. Because I think there's going to be times where it will drop a lot. And then every once in a while it's going to spike back up again, like quite a bit.
Yep.
And there's some cool things that can get into that. But all in all, this leads to a situation where the Lycaons become this like
legendary
story team, because not just because they have a legendary pitcher with them now, but they were a shitty team that basically is now performing, incredibly, and the owner is going to like that because, it means butts and seats, right?
Right.
But it also means that in order for him to take Toa down a peg, he's going to have to do things that will make there be probably less people wanting to get their butts in seats. So it's like, it's a really interesting catch-22 for him, where he might then calculate, okay, we have to give him a pretty good salary, probably. But like,
what's a way that
we can keep people coming to the games but sabotage Toa a little bit? And they're going to be like, well,
nothing that we've been doing for sabotage has been working so far. So, maybe, yeah, we need to just lean into that harder, maybe. Okay, okay. And then once that starts working, then we can ease back on it a bit.
Right.
I'm really curious to see if this ends up being the story, because like, why is this story being told? Well, it's a it's a fun story and things like that. But is this the legend of the guy who never lets a run in the entire time he's on the mound?
Could
you know, like it could be that. But at the same time,
with the 0 ERA,
right? And and the amount that the owner has to pay him is some inordinately ridiculous amount.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of want to see Toa fail. Right.
Well, yeah, we want to see him struggle.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And we saw that in this game, and that was great because it shows that the other team is a bunch of professionals that do know how to adapt. While they may not have seen a Toa before, they have seen other pitchers that are really tough before and have some special strategy to take them down.
Yeah.
And they figure it out and still crush them.
I love the fact that Sakami, or Takami or Sakami, one of those two, but basically the batter for number 5. The fifth batter, can't speak. Wow. He was able to see the ball the whole way, which was a cool little detail because baseball is one where you do see the ball, but once you swing, you lose a little bit of your perfect vision of the ball because of the driving of your body and everything. So if you're amazing at this, you can obviously follow the ball all the way to your bat, but you're not following your bat all the way to the ball, if that makes sense. So you have to make sure you don't break your form just to keep your eye on the ball the whole way through, because it's moving so fast that if you spend too much of your mental energy focused on following the ball there, you'll actually mess up a lot of the opportunity for you to bring the bat around quickly.
Right, and that's the thousands of hours of practice to make sure that they have that perfect hand-eye coordination to send that bat exactly where they want it to go.
Right, but to make it also a thing where you have that kind of control over the bat, you kind of end up doing a little bit of foresight where you see the ball's trajectory, and based on that, you've decided if you're going to swing, and not only if you're going to swing, but where you're going to swing.
Because if it takes like a half second for the ball to cross the plate from when it is being thrown, like how long does it take you to swing, right? Like you have to be predicting where it's going to be, otherwise by the time you actually make the swing, the ball will already be across the plate.
Right, that's why you'll see a lot of people and they'll basically like do this, and they won't swing, but they'll keep the bat like up here because that was I was driving and I was about to swing, but I stopped at the last second. And they just do that as a motion to, if the ball looks like it's really close, but it's like, no, I'm not going to go for that one. That's fine. But you'll also see batters where they'll be like, in the motion, you can tell they just kind of look at the ball. But they can tell, oh, no, this isn't even going to be in the strike zone. It can't be based on the way that you've thrown it. Because they've seen, 20,000 throws, So
exactly.
It's all a bunch of repetition and stuff there. But either way, really cool stuff by learning about fastballs and the spin, which I wish they had gone a little bit more in depth into this, because I believe they were talking about full revolutions of the ball, not the threads passing.
Right.
They're talking about a full revolution, which is 20 revolutions.
Yeah, that's got to be so hard. Like to now, granted,
I don't know if you could actually see and count that.
Right. I feel like it's probably more of like an estimate that they're able, like, because 20,000 pitches or whatever, right?
Right.
And they've seen like, recordings and like, oh, okay, that ball that was kind of hard to pitch, that was actually, let's count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Right, because they can slow it down.
Right, you can slow it down and things like that. And then it's just okay, I saw about how fast that ball was spinning. That was a 17 or 18 rotation,
right.
Yeah.
But the fact that he's like, no, I can see that, I was like, all right. Toa has some anime nonsense in his power-up, but no way you saw every single rotation.
Toa's got the anime, like psychology stuff of, like, I can get into their heads. But that was almost like some anime eye powers, where it's like, Sharingan,
I'm like, nah, man, nah. You could maybe tell that it was slower, but there's no way you could tell that it only spun, like, 3 times or, 17 or 18 times. I'll bet you there are some people that could do that, maybe.
Yeah, maybe with like the 3-1, it's like, okay, you can, maybe that's a lot easier
maybe
to
that's
count,
a lot easier to count, yeah.
Right, but yeah.
To be fair, he was not specific on the other one, because he said 17 to 18.
Right. So it
still seems pretty specific, but
approximately, you know. Yeah.
Right. That also might be just because he's saying like, oh, the ball is thrown this fast too. Like he's not a fast pitcher. Like,
oh, sure.
Like, he throws fastballs, but he does not throw actually that fast. Like Toa is a slower pitcher in the pro sense of things.
Yep.
Which is another cool detail. But all right. Okay, game 1 in the series. Locked in. They're going to face them 2 more times. That's a classic baseball series, but I'm telling you, if you have the same pitcher in every single one of those, it is going to get really rough.
Toa's going to need to either reveal that he has even more tricks or learn some new tricks.
Or just pitch where he's trying to get them to hit the ball. Because one of the things that's really scary about Toa is that he can put the ball wherever he wants, right? But he can't just put it wherever he wants it to go. He needs to put it in a spot where he wants it to go so that they will end their at-bat in a short enough amount of pitches that he then has the energy for future games.
One thing I can see him doing is that once he knows a team, then it's something where, because like with his approach with this one of walking the first 2 batters, right? That's a statement to the team. He's dealing with the team as an amalgamous entity where he doesn't actually know them as individuals, right? And then he gets to know them over the course of seeing them do their at-bats. But in a future game, I could totally see there being something where he's like, nope, I'm actually going to base everything that I do of who I choose to walk around the people that I know will be able to play the mind games with me. So, okay, Takumi or whatever, yeah, you come up, no, you're walked, right? Yeah. And he has it something where it's not actually about whatever he does, whatever Takumi does. It's just, can I make sure that I play the mind games with everyone else on his team so that I can afford to walk somebody when he comes to be at bat?
Right, exactly.
But
oh man, okay. Well, we've got our beginnings for this mini arc here.
We do indeed.
And we went through the first game rather quickly, so let's go through the next game or 2 in the next episode.
One of the other reasons why I want to see Toa give up more runs is because I want to see where Kojima comes into this. Because I was thinking, some good batters. Maybe that'll be something where he does give up runs, but then it's like, can he keep them down low enough that then Kojima can sort of like cover for him, you know? Like that could be a fun dynamic to see in the future. Yeah. I don't know if
it has nothing to do with his contract though.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, so, but just from the standpoint of them still winning the games. And yeah, I guess if it's not actually about them winning the game so much as it is Toa beating the owner. So
right, yeah. So all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.